Yeah.
We had one.
I think we're live right now.
Are we live?
I guess we are.
We don't have a
Sam's
preview
already
monitor.
drifting off. It's okay. Sam's going to turn it on right
Sam
now.
is fixing it. Hopefully we are live, and I'm not speaking to the void.
There we go.
Yo,
It's happening. Yo, hey,
hopefully that's
welcome
the right
to the
one.
Death Battle cast, I think.
No, wrong input.
Think. Well,
Oh,
Chad,
shit. You gotta fix the input on that.
I don't
on
think
that.
I can go very far past that. So let's just talk about our podcast.
So I'm just gonna rely on you people in the chat to let us know whether or not we are actually live.
I'm sure we are.
Yo, this is the-
Gerardo's got
We've
it.
had some great starts to the podcast before, but this is by far the best one. We were like 20 minutes or 15 minutes late, and then now we don't have a preview monitor. It's gonna be great.
Well, the one you
not that
just
late.
had was fine, Gerardo. We could live with that. Don't worry.
Oh, work. Anyway, thank you guys in the chat for letting us know.
That's fine.
Welcome to
There we go.
the Death Battle cast. We will be.
Flickering.
just fucking let it be. There's a Beatles song
Oh
about
no,
this.
it's
God.
like we're gonna get
And you can
seizures.
see
looking
it
at
in the
that. You can
reflection
even see
pretty
it.
good. Let's just like
Technical
yeah.
issues are fun, guys.
Fuck a preview
Thanks to
monitor.
Gerardo for running around.
Trying to get it
stuff.
fixed. He's just shaking his head.
Anyway, thank you guys for joining us for another episode of Death Battle Cast. We are here to talk about the latest Death Battle that just came
Yay.
out,
Yeah.
and a bunch of other stuff. But also thank you to Hymns for sponsoring this week's episode. We will have more to talk about with Hymns later on in the show. Longtime sponsor or frequent sponsor of Death Battle Cast.
If you're
which is
having
great.
technical difficulties, Hymns can help, and I'll tell you more about that later.
of a different
I like
variety.
that.
Yes.
That's good.
Transition.
I
Way to
do
nail
this
it.
for a living. No,
All right,
Who are
so,
Human.
people,
I am Human 3.
we're Achievement
Homo
Hunter.
sapien.
this is Jesus. Moonbo? No.
Yeah, I'm Jeff. No, I'm Ben.
Jesus
I'm the voice of Wiz.
I'm Chad. I played my mistake.
I'm gonna roll with Tyler. Just seems weird.
That's Sam.
I'm Luis. I'm the lead animator.
Yay!
Yay! Thanks for
Yay.
joining us for this
Yeah,
episode,
welcome
Luis. Luis, if you don't know, was the animation director for the Mega Man Battle Royale, the Death Battle episode that just aired yesterday as of recording this live for first members.
Super easy, right?
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
I love this episode. There were 5 Mega Mans on the screen.
Just
They're
click
all
'em.
blue.
You just put them in the world and you use
Yeah.
a controller and just make them
Yeah,
run around.
yeah,
and
That's
fight.
how animation works.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Just tighten up the graphics on level 2.
We just use Mugen. Obviously,
yeah, there
we
you
don't
go.
animate anything. We
Yeah.
just play the characters in Mugen.
We talked about that once.
People used to think that's what we did when they didn't know what sprite animation was. They're like, they just play it in Mugen. How's that so difficult? Yeah, okay, fine.
You keep thinking that.
Yeah, this episode, holy shit, we've done a couple battle royales
Yes.
Yep.
in the history of Death Battle. None of them very recently. So this is also, I believe, the first episode we've ever done that has 5 combatants, which
That's
is
right.
crazy.
Yes.
Like, what the fuck were we thinking?
Yeah, dude.
like
me
it's
about
already
it.
difficult enough making an episode
Yeah.
with 2 people.
Yeah.
But 5?
Wasn't
Yeah.
there like Turtles versus Power Rangers or something ages ago?
We did that as a community death battle.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
We had a TMNT battle royale where all the turtles fought each other.
We did the Ninja Turtle Battle Royale.
Right.
We did the starter
Yep,
Pokemon
yep,
Battle Royale. I mean, I guess technically Voltron had
Yeah.
12 combatants, but they were
But
all
they're
inside
in
robots.
robots,
yeah.
So
Yeah.
it wasn't nearly as like complicated in terms of, and they're all in teams. This is 5 combatants who are all fighting for themselves, which
Yeah.
is, I think, a unique death battle at this point. It only took us like 100 and, 5, 4, 3,
This is
7
10-
2, 1, go.
episodes. I don't know, one of those.
No, this is 105. I'm
105.
pretty sure.
Yeah.
To get to such a massive battle. And of course, it's very complicated. So we got plenty of questions to get to from you guys. As always, when an episode of Death Battle airs, you can leave a comment below and asking any questions or thoughts about the episode, and we address them here because we love to clarify things and keep it open between us.
Right.
So
Like a marriage.
I know. I think communication is important.
to any relationship.
So we need to keep things open between us.
Yes.
I wish I knew which camera I was supposed to be looking
no
at.
secrets.
So
I've
we'll see.
just been looking at that
always
one. I
go
don't know.
mid.
Yeah.
Just
Go
stick
mid.
it all mid.
But
Yeah.
then if it goes to my solo shot, I'm looking off like an idiot.
No, you're looking, off, you're looking off like like a drama guy. Like
Okay,
an
we don't have a
acronym.
preview monitor,
Yeah.
so we don't know what the hell's happening. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get into the questions real quick because we have a ton of other Battle Royale stuff to get to today.
Yeah.
Including
playing
Luis's
Apex?
favorite Battle Royale video game ever, and
Obviously.
the possibly greatest community death battle we've ever done, the Disney Princess Battle Royale.
That's right.
So that's probably going to eat up a lot of time near the end of the show. Okay, so first question. Why did you choose these 5 men specifically? In particular, why bother including Volnut if you stood no chance? Oh, spoilers, by the way.
Yeah,
I mean, Volnut standing
I
no
don't
chance
think
is kind of obvious.
anyone thought Volnut was gonna win.
Yeah, but if you have not watched the Mega Man Battle Royale yet, you probably should because we are going to talk about the victor. Okay, so we have talked about why we chose these 5 before, but real briefly, these are among the 5 most popular requests that we've seen regarding Mega Man in Death Battle. And these 5 showed up in the Mega Man Final Smash in Smash Brothers, which makes me think that Nintendo knows something, like they know stuff that we don't. These must be the most popular ones, right? They're kind of the flagship Mega Man.
Yeah, so there we go. Done.
So that's why it's these 5. And the number of requests kind of support that idea that they're the flagship Mega Man. Why bother including Volnut if you stood no chance? Frankly, we didn't know that going in. We don't like. There is some misconception among a couple people that when we plan a season of Death Battle in advance, we know who the victors are going to be the whole time.
Right.
So we know, and we try to like balance the season or something like that.
Never happens.
Yeah,
That's not really how it works.
No.
Yeah.
We know before we really start writing the script, but like this one we picked we already picked through like episode 12. Like
Yeah.
I don't know who's gonna win a majority of those fights yet.
Yeah, we're.
Like I think I'm on episode 7 right now.
The
I can
decision-
tell you who wins that one, but not the rest of the year. Like I
The
don't know.
decision making obviously has to happen before we write the script and write the fight, but before we plan the year, not really. We have ideas of who might win, but
there's been so many times when we've been totally wrong. Like,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Sometimes we have like
Starscream
information
Rainbow
about
Dash, for example.
characters, but yeah,
This
like,
one, I was not expecting. Spoilers. EXE to be the winner for this one.
Yeah.
Like that caught me completely off guard.
Yeah.
He's kind of in the middle of the generations, and not even like the later timeline, or later in his own timeline. Like there's later iterations. Geo, Star Force himself, is a later iteration in that timeline. So I was like, well, clearly Star Force is going to be more powerful, right?
Right.
Nope. Wrong. All right, so second question. In previous Battle Royales, a major factor was who attacked first and which opponents they targeted. Was that a factor here? And real quick, kind of, but in the end, it didn't really matter because EXE is fucking crazy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
You can just override and erase them all. So, like,
And there is something to be said about how we haven't done a death battle or a battle royale since I think season 2. I think I don't think we've done a battle royale since we kind of changed the rules.
The
of
Pokemon
Death
one
Battle.
would have been the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there has been some alterations in how we analyze these characters, whereas previous death battles it was very much like a logistical argument based on the situation they're in and whatnot. Nowadays we do focus more on individual characters and their timelines and stuff. So the process is a little bit different, but the main answer there is EXE was just way too powerful that it really didn't matter. So next question, why do you include information from sources like anime and manga but not versus series? If the games are your primary source, shouldn't you just stick with those? It's an excellent question because that's kind of in line with the rules that I was just talking about. And real quick, anime and manga in this case generally still linked up with the games and kind of just sort of clarified what happens. One of the issues with using games as a source for versus matches is there's a lot of vague feats because there's a lot of gameplay and user input involved. So like, and a character like EXE, like that gameplay is very RPG element. Like you're moving around a grid, you're choosing when to attack and
RTS,
whatnot.
yeah.
Like it's not necessarily an action game in the same way that it would be in Mega Man EXE's world. Like in his world, he's moving around and doing all sorts of crazy, acrobatics and stuff. But in the gameplay, you're just moving him around a grid. Yeah. So kind of translating that into the manga helps us get a better understanding of what is supposed to be happening in the games themselves. But then when you go into versus games, like I think it's talking specifically about like Marvel versus Capcom and things like that, you're entering different universes with different scaling, and you're throwing a lot of chaos into a research process that is not supported by the rest of it. And that's essentially, we talked a little bit about that with Akuma, actually, how Akuma can't scale to Tekken characters while he can scale to Street Fighter characters, because if you start scaling him to Tekken characters, then you got to bring that into the Street Fighter world, and it starts creating all sorts of chaos because it's not supported there. Anyway, and that's the answer to that. And we unfortunately don't have the writer with us, so I don't know if you guys want to jump in on any questions, but thanks to Liam for writing this awesome episode.
Yeah.
He did a fantastic job.
He's always down to take on some ridiculous shit.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Preview monitor.
Oh, hey!
We're here. We exist.
There's a little bit of a
See what's
delay,
going
though,
on.
but that's fine.
It's fine.
We're good.
Oh, just a little bit. Just a
Just
little
enough
bit.
to feel a little weird.
Yeah.
Way to make it feel wrong. Good job, Gerardo. Terrible job, Gerardo. Jesus.
No, great.
Gerardo?
All right. Thank you, Gerardo, very much.
It's just,
Okay. Here's another good question. Why were Lan and Geo involved in the fight? Don't they count as outside help? So, one of the things about this episode is that a lot of people just know Mega Man and Mega Man X. They're like, little blue boy robots fighting with cannons.
little blue boy.
Yeah, probably shouldn't have said it that way. But then you throw in later iterations, and it's like, oh yeah, this one's a computer program controlled by a human being, and then they can fuse together to create another robot being. This one fused with an alien to make that Mega Man. Essentially, they were included because
It's a part
that's
of their
the
character. Right, it's
really.
a part of their character.
It would feel in the Mega Man EXE and Star Force
Force.
Mega Man would
Well,
feel
it-
incomplete.
It's
if
like
we didn't include
if we
the
did
others.
Venom and we just brought Eddie Brock and not the symbiote, it'd
Yeah.
be like, that's
Yeah.
a stupid fight. Like, this is just a reporter. Like, sure, he's strong, but like, I'm sure Eddie Brock's peak human. I fucking hate comics sometimes.
Eddie Brock is crazy.
Yeah,
We've
but-
covered that before.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, like, it would be stupid to not include, like, it wouldn't be Venom without it. So yeah.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. So it's just who the character is, and we would be choosing to handicap EXE or Star Force if we just remove that element.
And we try and answer as much questions as possible, so if we hadn't done it, then we just spent a million comments about, but if you had given them Geo, then we would. And so,
As a NetNavi, EXE can't use battle chips without an operator. So shouldn't EXE not have had access to his weaponry, making the argument that he has more versatility than Star Force defunct? Well, yes and no. That is a mechanic in early Battle Network games, but in the games he can pre-install battle chips, and in the anime he has access to all battle chips while in full and perfect synchronization forms. So that's, again, going into the crazy history of these characters, there's a lot of things that I think people who just played a couple of the games might not have picked up on, because
There's a lot.
these stories go ham. Like,
Yeah.
it gets nuts.
Trust me, I didn't expect the Mega Man to be like all this crazy shit going on. Like,
This episode turned out so much different than I was expecting.
yeah, I thought it was just gonna be like a bunch of Mega Man just shooting each other, pew pew pew, whatever. But then I see this mother elf thing, and then this like baby form, this like a Mega Man. Like, what is going
The
on?
baby form is so stupid. Like,
God, I remember. So generally, when the general plan over how we produce like pre-production for Death Battle is we get together with our researchers and discuss everything about the characters, and we don't leave that room until we all come to a unanimous decision on who should win the fight. And this is after we've done all the research and compile it all and all the calculations and whatnot, and discussing EXE and Star Force and going through, oh yeah, EXE is actually the stillborn baby brother of Lan, turned into a computer program. Like, what?
okay, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Also-
I guess it's kind of a take on the Astro Boy sort of formula that Mega Man always kind of was inspired by. But then Geo is like, oh yeah, his dad went to space got captured, met a radio wave alien who turned him into radio waves, then he never saw his son again. Well, he kind of did, but now the dad is just radio waves, just like wandering around.
You know, it happens.
Yeah,
There you go.
shit gets weird. Okay.
Fridays, man. They're tough.
In Japan, the Maverick Hunters in Mega Man X and the Purifier units in Legends were both called irregular hunters. So Volnut is technically a Maverick Hunter. Shouldn't that mean he knows who X is and has knowledge and tech from the Maverick Hunters? It's an interesting idea, interesting point. Except, even if he is a Maverick Hunter, man, shit went down in that universe. It got flooded, everybody died, and he definitely does not perform like a Maverick Hunter. Like, we're basing it off of what is presented for those characters. Like, if he really does have the knowledge of Mega Man X and all those weaponry,
He doesn't have access.
he never
to
shows it. We never see that.
Yeah.
It's never even really implied outside of the idea that maybe he is a, like, descendant of that, you know, organization. Like, this is way in the future from the Mega Man X timeline.
Yeah.
So it's entirely
Well,
possible
it's
that it's
just
the same
because
organization, just evolved over
They
time.
use the same verbiage in both games, where it's like, yeah, but because they all kill meta tools doesn't mean they all know each other. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. We're getting close to the end of the questions. So,
And there it is.
could
All
we
right, cool.
see...
Yeah.
Actually, there's only two more. Could we see any of these Mega Man return for a traditional one-on-one fight in the future?
Sure.
Maybe against somebody else.
Totally.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know Mega Man X is a pretty popular request, so
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see him in the future. So yeah, we have a request form that's linked under every YouTube video. If you want to request a Mega Man fight, go for it. If you want to request any other, you know, character, go for it. We absolutely use those. Take those into consideration when we're planning episodes.
Ooh, Ben, I have a question to interject. Did we use the Brazilian comic as a reference for either of?
absolutely not. No.
It was officially licensed.
It was officially licensed, but it is so far different. See, that's the thing, and that goes back to that question about anime and manga. Is like there are some anime and manga that still line up with the games. It's like this is an interpretation of the games. What's actually happening when you're moving the character from square A to square B,
Right.
And it still lines up with it. Then you get into that shit, which is like, let's just throw everything out the window and make your own story with our own characters, and they're fucking weird.
Yeah. If you
yeah,
don't know
we're not
what we're
gonna include
talking
that.
about, there's a Desk of video that we did. Just search like Desk of Death Battle, weird Brazilian Mega Man, and then you'll.
It's very strange. It's really, really weird.
All right, and the last thing to mention is the next episode of Death Battle has been announced. It is our first 3D fight of the season, and it will be Black Widow versus Widowmaker.
Which has been fun talking about that project because it's just, hey, what's going on with Widow? And it's just
Widow
Widow.
Squared. Yeah. God, anytime that we were talking about like the fight in a meeting, like we would keep getting the names mixed up.
Right.
I'd be like, so then Widowmaker does this, and then Black Widow does this, and then Widowmaker does this. Like, it was such a mess. But yes, Widow Squared will be airing 3 weeks from now. We're very excited about this one. It's the two characters. Like I know one of them has way more history than the other, but holy shit, the more you dig in to these characters, the more similarities just keep coming up. And
I was very surprised
it's
when.
kind of fascinating how
Yeah.
close this matchup really is. So, I don't know. Might surprise you. Definitely check it out.
Yeah.
That's it. That kind of wraps up our first segment.
Yay!
Yay.
Are we talking? What's the next battle royale topic we have to talk about? Is it the juicy Tetrises?
Or the juicy advertisements.
It's
Oh,
that.
snap.
Yeah, that's about to get into. You know what would have been great if I had done a better job of pulling this up because I had it and it
would've
went
been great.
away.
I was trying to think of a way to have
Yeah.
juicy lead into what you're going to talk about.
I
but
thought
that-
about that too.
It
I thought
go well.
I thought about it and I left it on the table.
I was gonna use a bedroom royale.
Well, I was
my
gonna
gosh.
say that hey, we've talked about a lot of Mega Men and let's
Talk about your Mega Man.
yeah, exactly. Cool. With hymns, so when it comes to taking care of your body, it can be easy to ignore things as opposed to going to the doctor. Maybe you're embarrassed or you think there's no solution to your problem. Well, today I want to tell you about 4hims.com. They're a one-stop shop for hair loss, skincare, and sexual wellness for men. Specifically, today we're talking about erectile dysfunction. Sexual performance issues are more common than you think. 1 in 4 guys suffer from ED, but it can be treated. Over 25% of new ED cases are guys under 40, and Hims wants to help. If you're experiencing issues like this, don't turn to weird solutions. Turn to medicine and science. 4Hims provides convenient access to U.S. doctors online and real medicine dispensed from American pharmacies. Sildenafil, the active ingredient in Viagra, can be prescribed for men online and delivered right to their door. There's no waiting room, so you save time, and you get to talk to a real doctor from the comfort of your own home. They're completely confidential and discreet. I knew that could be, it's a sensitive subject, but, if it's something you're dealing with, there's definitely medical solutions that could work for you. So the first month is just $5 while supplies last and subject to doctor approval. Restrictions apply. See their website for full details. This could cost hundreds if you went to a doctor or a pharmacy. So go to 4hims.com/casted. That's FORHIMS.com/casted. 4hims.com/casted.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Hims, for helping us keep the show running. And now it's time to talk
And
about
other people running.
Hey, what's going on? Okay, Luis.
Yeah, what's up?
I'm going to put you on the
It's
spot.
your time.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I actually got two things I want to talk about.
Right.
One is actually a little bit about the Mega Man Battle Royale.
Yeah.
As the lead animator for it. You want to talk about some of the challenges with animating 5 blue boys?
I mean,
Can we
If-
not say Blue Boys?
I mean, I'm still recovering, but like I could definitely talk about it. I think like one of the most important lessons we learned from this is when doing a storyboard about 5 blue characters, it's probably important to have every character color coded as different colors instead of being completely just blue. Okay, all right.
Yeah, I feel like that would.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems like a given.
So that's what you did, right?
That's what we did. Yeah.
Wink, wink.
So you totally didn't do that. You got super
You just went-
confusing.
Yeah, it got super confusing.
At first, it was
Yeah,
different
but, like-
shades of blue.
Yeah, for sure. But
But we caught that later.
But I
on.
think the best part about the fight is that because we have 5 characters throughout the entire sequence, it's always interesting. It's always engaging. Like there's always something happening in the background or between characters. And I think also having that split between the characters and we have ESC and Geo having a fight, and then we have Classic and Ats having another fight in the street level. I think that made the whole fight interesting and just kept it really fun.
There was so much going on.
At the end, yes, at the end there was a lot going on, but that's because of the mother elf and the baby and Geo going inside of Ats. What is happening?
Yeah, I think it's definitely when Liam was writing it and presenting it, one of the top things, one of the top priorities for us was there's a lot of shit going on.
Yeah.
It's going to be very confusing. We got to be careful how this is presented. It's probably a good idea to maybe split up the Mega Man for the majority of the fight. Yeah. Have someone on a rooftop, have someone on a street level.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they get all together, you got to have some scenes of all 5 of them fighting. But
Yeah, of course. We had that
throw
in
out
the-
some black holes and
Yeah.
wipe out a couple.
Yeah, we had that that standoff at the beginning. I think that we did that pretty well. And then at the very end when the black hole started happening, we just kind of show a little bit of the feats of Ats and Classic and just kind of their top form. And I think that was really cool to see for the lead up for the end.
So who all animated on this episode?
It was Sack, Sack, Min, and Kid, yes.
And
And,
then you did some as well. Yeah.
And myself, yeah.
and Jerky.
Jerky,
well.
Helping
yeah.
with the sprites,
As,
yeah.
as always,
Yeah.
yeah. But on the top of Battle Royale, I do want to say that I hate myself, and if somebody likes to have to suggest a JoJo Battle Royale, go ahead and do that because I
That's
really
what
like
you
to
wanna
that.
do?
You want
Yeah.
to do a
Yeah.
JoJo Battle Royale?
Yeah.
So that you're
But-
juggling what? Them and their stands?
Yes, because I hate myself.
I feel like
Holy shit. Why would you say that?
I feel
Oh
like
no, I take it back.
Rewind. We can't have that.
This is like when he got drunk and was like, "Yeah, I'll hand animate Samurai
Oh my
Jack
God.
versus Afro."
But wait,
No
but-
problem.
That was a great idea.
Have you been drinking, Luis? No, he hasn't.
Star Platinum would just win though.
Will he? I
Yeah.
don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
a lot of people suggested we
Like
can actually
in
do it.
the show, any of the other stands he would fight, he beat in the show pretty much. Like Star Platinum beats everybody.
Well, I don't think so, man. I don't think so.
It's
I think like
Sam's trying to shut this
like
down.
the-
Sam's like, I don't want to write it.
I mean, yeah, no, that's fine. It's kind of easy because I already know a lot of JoJo. So
That's
like,
true.
if I don't have to watch like 100 episodes of some new thing, like that's fine by me.
Yeah.
It's just I just think it's like Star Platinum cut.
Wait,
Should we do another
Would we
Battle
also
Royale
include the reboot? Because
No.
didn't they like reboot JoJo and like
Yeah.
the characters came back, but they're like new timeline versions of
think-
themselves? So this is like,
yeah, like 7.
just
Yeah,
like,
no worries.
just
It's
throw
7
12
it's
characters
just
in
7
there.
and like 7 more sands. No big deal.
Oh God.
Right. So
All
just
right.
that.
No.
Well, let's move on to another battle royale.
How about Tetris?
Yeah,
Okay.
I know. Okay, so Tetris
I haven't played it yet.
99
You haven't
came
played it?
out
Oh, that's so good.
like a week and a half ago or something.
Yeah, yeah.
And you have been talking about it like nonstop.
Yeah,
like it's
but-
apparently the best thing ever.
Yeah. Like I saw Apex and then I was like, oh, I should probably play that. And then suddenly Tetris 99 came out. I was like, never mind that. I'm just going straight to Tetris. And
I
that
can't
was-
believe you're comparing Apex.
They're
and
BRs.
Tetris as-
They're the hottest BRs on the market right now. Like, I mean, you gotta say, like, to be fair.
Have you seen that like that picture of like the Grim Reaper going around and like kind of like going through every door and it's like Fortnite,
PUBG.
yeah, PUBG, and then Apex, and then like knocking on doors of Apex, and it's like everything else is like bloody, and he's just kind of like going to kill Apex basically. It's
I have
Because
not.
it's Tetris. I don't think Tetris is gonna do this for you.
I don't know.
I think it's got-
Apex
I don't know.
is so good.
It
Tetris has got like
Yeah.
3 more weeks, I think.
3
and
more
then
weeks?
It's gonna fall off pretty hard.
nah. You
I
see
think that
every single.
novelty.
Have you played Apex and then like seeing every single opponent looking at you at the same time and targeting you? That's what Tetris is like.
Everyone
I
attacking you at once.
guess, but
It's wild.
I feel like
Yeah,
though,
but have you ever jumped off of a roof to perfectly slide down the side of a mountain to get the momentum to jump up and bust in on somebody?
Oh,
It's
that's,
so, it's
that
so
sounds
good.
That sounds pretty good. But have you ever like T-spin all the way down to the bottom?
I saw people do like triple T spins, and I was like, oh no! Like I've seen some hype plays in
When
Tetris,
you get styling,
but
yeah, style point.
it's weird that like I also feel like the skill gap in Tetris has to be insane because like if you get a Tetris
yes.
Pro in there, doesn't it just like the game's over?
you start the game and like within like no more than 10 seconds you're done. Like that's how crazy it can
I mean,
get.
they got a level system, so like you rank up and you
Okay.
match
Yeah,
up
yeah.
with people of similar ranks.
yeah. So like
But it's free. Just start a Smurf account. It's like if you're a professional, if you're a professional Tetris player, just like show up and go "Brrrr," and just
Sam-
fucking wreck everyone.
Did you ever think that you'd be saying like, "Yo, dude, you need to get it if you're a Tetris pro, just get a Smurf,
Smurf
account,
account.
and then fucking destroy
I
some
mean,
people."
get a Smurf account and then T-spin some fools.
Yeah, like, it is. I feel like Tetris is something where if you're good at it, like
Yeah.
you are so far above and beyond just even an intermediate player. Like it's
Yeah.
Right.
insane the skill difference.
It's like I've seen matches last for more like than 30 minutes basically of like the last two people like fighting each other. It's pretty crazy because it's like constant garbage sending into each other. It's like nonstop.
Dude, yeah, I'd be interested in watching some of those matches. I remember we were out at PAX one year, and for some reason we're over at the video game tournament that we're holding, and then like one thing that fired up was like it was like the Yoshi's Cookie tournament or something like that.
Yeah.
It was one of the most insane things I've ever seen in my life. Like they played like nonstop for like 50 minutes before like they had to take a break or something like that. It was fucking wild.
Wait,
Like,
so 50 minutes and they didn't finish? They had to take a break?
it was
in between?
something like that. I think or maybe that was the first round,
There's
but like
probably a
holy shit.
point where you take
was-
points and the highest point wins if you can't beat
It was
each other
crazy.
or
It just
something
kept
like that.
going. I remember we
Yeah.
eventually had to leave without finding out who won because we got to the when it got to the finals, it was ludicrous. I was like, that was one of the first times it's just like there are people that can just be on a whole nother like worldly level.
Yeah.
They like saw the fucking Matrix code, but I'm like,
Yeah.
in all things, it was like Yoshi's Cookie. Like,
Well, I think it's because those people dunk on like any Tetris-based game. They
Right.
can pick up Dr. Mario,
Yeah.
anything, and just like shit on it because like their brain's ready for it.
Yeah.
But
There's
like
a
just falling
fundamentals
pieces.
that kind of
Yeah.
translates between the games.
so I was just
Yeah.
picturing those people that I saw do that just in Tetris 99, be like, it's my time, and then just like just destroying people.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the most part, like the game, it's pretty simple to be honest.
It's
the game.
mobile, right?
No, it's on
Switch.
Switch.
Which
Oh,
Yeah.
can be mobile.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
So
I just for
kind
some
of.
reason I thought it was on mobile.
No.
It seems like a
No.
great mobile game. All right.
It seems like a great game for Nintendo to have for their online service because it's pretty shit.
I don't know. I don't know if it would work very well on mobile because there's a lot more going on than you'd think.
Yeah.
Like you gotta.
Well, you also
There's a
have
targeting system. There's the holding the block. There's of course the standard
Oh my
Tetris
god,
controls.
that's the most terrifying thing ever. When you start a match and then you see 10 people targeting you at the same time, and you're like, I'm going to die. It's like
The yellow lines just start coming in. Yeah, I've tried it out a few times. The highest I've gotten, I think, is like 40 something. But you've gotten first a few times.
yeah, I got in first like 3 or 4 times. Yeah, but
Same when I got first 3 or 4 times in one night in Apex.
Yeah. Wow.
that's pretty.
I don't
fun.
know.
We're not
which
here to
one's
talk
harder.
about
I
Apex.
honestly-
Apex is great.
Like,
We're
I
here to
don't
talk
know which
about
one's harder.
the best BR game out there, Tetris.
Tetris. That sounds like a cracker I want to eat. Give me a box of Tetrises.
I think this is a good start for like puzzle battle royales. Now I gotta see Dr. Mario.
Dr. Mario
Yeah.
Battle Royale.
Do.
Just throw Battle Royale into every kind
Everything.
of game.
What's the that's like a hospital royale. It's Dr. Mario. You can change it up, but
So what's another kind of game that could be a Battle Royale?
Well, so
Well, they
we
have the
joked about
RPG
Sea of Thieves.
ones.
I mean, Sea of Thieves should have a multiplayer
They-
Battle
Yeah,
Royale.
they should
Like a
have.
pirate ship.
They
kind of Battle
are
Royale?
working on it. It actually might be out. It's been a while since I played.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
but they
been
are creating basically like a certain
that's
amount
a
of ships
good
go into
idea.
the server and they all fight each other and the last one standing
Whatever
wins.
happened to
makes
that
sense.
game that was like a good version of Sea of Thieves at E3?
Fuck you.
The one the
Sea of Thieves
Cross
is
and
so good.
Bones.
Yeah, it's
Oh, that's coming out this year.
It looked
Yeah.
like an actual dope game.
There's
Yeah.
another one too.
Yeah, I'm
I can't
excited
remember
about
its
that.
name.
Yeah, I think it was
There's
Cross and
another
Bones
one?
or something like that.
You're not getting it mixed up with the same one.
No, it's not. It's I can't remember the name of it. It's already
Skull and
out.
Bones.
It's already
Skull
out.
and
People
Bones,
have been playing it.
Oh,
I can't remember what it's called.
anyway.
Well, now I need to know.
Yeah.
Sea of Thieves is like so close to what I really
Yeah.
wanted.
This
I know,
one was
I know
like
it's
way more
improved now,
immersive
but-
on like your ship and stuff, and like I don't know. I didn't want it. I like Sea of Thieves because I enjoy the PvP. So
Yeah, but Skull and Bones looked like it was all PvP. Like that's the only thing you're doing is like
Yeah.
PvP.
Skull and Bones is like. Did you ever play Black Flag?
Yeah, it's the Assassin's
Yeah.
Creed
But do
boat
you-
Yeah, it's
mechanics
the
in a
pirating
game.
mechanics in
yeah.
that, but like up to
Yeah.
like a major scale.
But do you
and I love
play-
that. I love building fleets and stuff. So having like a more in-depth version of that, I think it's gonna be really cool.
And having it online with your friends,
Yeah.
like that shit'll be dope.
But do you play a character or do you play like a boat?
You play a character.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In
okay.
Skull and Bones, you play a character, but
I
you're
think
in
it's-
charge
there's-
of like a
I think there's 4
pirating
people per
outpost.
ship or something like that.
you want Ultimate Boat Combat? Sid Meier's Pirates multiplayer mode.
I remember that. I remember
It's
that.
so good.
Yeah.
That game
Sam and I played.
sucks, but the multiplayer is hella fun.
Sam and I played so much of that.
Yeah, then you get into the single player mode, and then you got to do the dancing mini game.
I don't
It's
do the
like,
single player
Dude,
mode.
single
Dude.
player fucking
Nah,
trash.
back to the multiplayer.
Get those power ups, man. You make that sweet turn in that sloop. Sometimes oh.
Yeah, you got to do. It's like the Tron game. Where
Yeah.
you're like, damn, got him. Like,
All right. Well, I think now's a good time to talk about the community death battle.
No.
Oh, apparently we're okay.
You're not jumping
sure.
into that. You can do that afterwards. Community death battle. Go.
Go!
All right. So, community death battle with the Disney Princess Battle Royale. And again, this is only involving I gotta look up a picture of them now because I don't remember all of
the
them.
official Disney Princess line.
Yes.
So that there's no Anna and Elsa. There's no.
No Anna, Elsa, no Moana.
Right.
I think those are the major ones that aren't included because their franchises are just too good.
Yeah.
Uh,
So here's the deal. I'm kind of bowing out of this conversation because I have done legit research into this because we've talked about it for so long, and so like I don't want to.
well, we found some shit from
Yeah.
like Rapunzel's show
Yeah.
where she gets fucking
yeah,
like,
no. Like
crazy
I know
drunk.
we might want to do a death battle of some kind with this later. Don't worry about that. This,
All right.
Think of this as kind of like weeding out what should and should not
All
be
right.
included.
All right.
Okay, so let's go ham with this. So the princesses involved are Belle, Rapunzel, Ariel, Tiana, Snow White, Cinderella, Aurora, Merida, Pocahontas, Jasmine, and Mulan. 11 characters.
Yeah.
We were just talking about
why?
Battle Royale we could possibly do. Oh yeah, just throw in 8 JoJo characters. How about 11 princesses? Okay.
I want to do this fight so badly because the fight will be a musical, and I want it.
Oh, we'll almost certainly get sued.
Okay.
Like I
didn't see.
I do not think we can do this.
I don't know. I'm so worried that because that'll piss off Disney, and that'll be the
Not
catalyst.
even get sued, but like it will almost certainly get demonetized.
Yeah, probably demonetized. Well,
Like.
I don't know.
We might be able to
I
dance
don't know.
around it.
Death Battle.
If we don't do swearing, if we're not too gratuitous with the
They're
violence,
going to kill each other.
yeah. But no blood deaths. Like
They turn to dust.
And also, then,
Which
like,
everybody gets the Thanos snap.
Yeah.
right. Well,
We're
also,
good to go. Oh shit, he's Disney too. Fuck.
also, it doesn't matter. After the fight's over, somebody can just come cry on all of them, and they'll come back to life.
Oh my god,
Like,
that's a great
alright,
idea.
alright.
You have Thanos, and then he goes like, "Oh, she's defeated."
Thanos judges them.
Yeah. He just comes out.
Okay.
And just,
So
Perfect.
as always
Just
with
get Josh Brolin.
our community death battles, we leave it up to you to tell us who you think should win and why using hashtag DeathBattleCast on Twitter. And we have, holy crap, 4 answers to get to. So do we have a poll for this one, Gerardo?
Well, we couldn't do a poll.
No,
because
no
it's
poll
11.
because there's 11 characters. But so we'll see how this ends. We'll figure it out as we go. All right. So the first answer comes from Robot 972 for Ariel. And he says, if Ariel has access to her father's trident, then she'd effortlessly win. Full control over the sea and weather, the ability to control people, size manipulation, healing, and speed boost. There's nothing the other princesses can do against her.
That's funny.
Yeah, and
So-
like I mean that was my argument a little bit the other day too. Is like
I am very much
she
in
has
Camp Ariel.
got
I'm going to throw out something, though. The magic of the trident cannot affect normal people. They only affect mermaids.
What? You
This
sure?
is established in Little Mermaid 2. I looked this up.
but
I
she's still-
guarantee you they've done something in the
Nope.
animated series to
Nope.
catch
It is
She's-
established canon that magic cannot affect normal people. Now
But she can
can
still affect the ocean.
water.
the water, and then the water will
but
slam into him.
She's not going to be able to zap anybody with any of these other characters.
She
with
can't
it.
lightning?
She could lightning them. She could call lightning down to hit them, but she couldn't zap them with the magic one. That's fine.
Can it call lightning down?
I think
The
so.
I mean,
lightning
it
was
can
just a
cause
fluke.
storms.
She causes storms. I don't think she controls lightning because the lightning struck Ursula
Right.
because she was a big magnetic
Yeah,
but
yeah.
no,
Yeah,
but
lightning
like
rod.
I'm thinking Ursula does have the trident in Kingdom Hearts. I know there's a stretch, and she uses it to use lightning,
That's true.
which is
so
from
it's true.
weather.
So
Okay.
we're
well,
gonna
let's
use
move
Kingdom Hearts
on.
material
Let's
as
move
well.
on to Rapunzel.
Yeah, okay.
Let's move on to a Rapunzel answer
we're
from
gonna use Kingdom Hearts
Cardinal
then, that's- I
Puma.
feel like we have to.
Yeah.
So Cardinal Puma says Rapunzel in her series has the agility and skills to win first place in an Olympic-style tournament, and her new hair can form an indestructible barrier. Plus, she has the best companion in Maximus and his sword frying pan skills. Rapunzel wins this battle royale. So Rapunzel's TV series has some ridiculous shit. There's this, I believe
robots.
it's the season
Yeah,
finale.
she does defeat like an army of mechs.
So there's this
What?
army, there's an
Yes.
army of mechs.
Shit, it's very
The
confusing.
pilot has some magic power where he's creating, I don't know the full extent of this, but he's creating magical like crystals, rocks out of the ground, and it's like destroying things. She just touches them with her hair, boom, she's in control of all of them. Just magically takes control of other characters' magic.
And then
is what it
starts to-
kind of seems
Did
like
she have to
me.
sing, or did she do it
She
automatically?
just touches it with her hair. Her hair like goes Super Saiyan, like just flying
it
everywhere,
looks like she
glowing
goes
like
Super
shit.
Saiyan blue.
Yeah.
It's-
yeah. It's to that
Her hair
point.
starts to come up, and then like a huge blue light goes.
She's just like a
Like,
big
yeah.
bang attack or
What
whatever.
the fuck?
Yeah,
If
she pretty
anybody
much
in the
goes
chat
Super Saiyan
knows
blue.
more about this, please let me know. But it looked to me like she's capable of stealing other characters' magic and controlling it.
Obviously,
Interesting.
we would need to really dive into
Yeah.
that.
Yes.
That's what it looks like.
Yes.
It looked like
That's
that scene from
Okay.
from Dragon Ball Z when like Vegeta blows himself up.
Yeah. It,
Yeah. Oh yeah, it does. She creates the Vegeta explosion. It just
Yeah.
destroys everything, and then she's fine.
Yeah.
and then she sends like these giant ground spikes like through the mech and like kind of
Yeah.
kills it gruesomely and like it's
Yeah,
pretty
it's
serious.
really
Like, it's
violent for a
fucking
kid's
weird.
show.
So she was using
Max.
controlling the crystal thing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
yeah, yeah.
impales a giant robot
That's
in
And
like a
then sends
TV
another
show
one
for
that knocks
7-year-olds.
its leg off and then
Yeah.
stops its
Crazy.
arm with one.
It's
And she doesn't
nuts.
even say sorry.
It's
and then
nuts.
she essentially like breaks the Berlin Wall, which is like this like there's like a Great Wall thing. I don't get it, but it's some hardcore shit. Like
Dude, I'll tell you right now.
The character is Varian. So look up on YouTube if you're curious. Rapunzel defeating Varian. I'll just skip real quick to the image that we're talking about for you, Chad. Here she is.
Right.
Her hair goes fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And then there's just like magic energy shit going on. All over the place.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Maximus, no! Like, that's just
It looks like she can control what it destroys.
that's crazy. All right, I really want to look into that one.
Okay, so that's just 2. We're
Okay.
only 2 into this.
Dude, you know, Zachary Levi might be in town, and I'm going to be like, yo, have you seen this shit? Like,
Okay, we need to get to the rest of the answers, and then we can discuss. So we got an answer for Mulan from Riley Cawthon. I might be mispronouncing that, but Riley Cawthon says Mulan wins because she has the most combat experience and training, and by the second movie was treated as a high-ranking officer. She's a master in melee combat and has used skill and trickery to defeat multiple Mongolians in combat and steal their weapon with a fan. So Mulan is probably the best trained for combat.
Oh,
out of
100%.
Absolutely.
But you
No doubt
dealing
about
with some bullshit magic like Super Saiyan Rapunzel and
Yeah.
like the Trident of fucking Atlantis.
SSJ God Rapunzel over here
Yes.
gonna be fucking them up.
Yeah,
but, like,
what's an arrow gonna do?
she got one of those fireworks or something that she uses for an
I
avalanche.
mean, are we
Like,
giving her the rockets?
I mean, I guess
'Cause that's what she
She's
uses to
used
defeat
them.
the Mongolians.
Sure, that's fine.
Yeah.
Give her whatever.
Give her a rocket.
Like,
All right. So she's got a rocket. At least
I just
one rocket.
don't think. I mean, Mushu might have magic that can do something. Maybe I think I don't know.
He doesn't have a lot of
but-
magic power.
Well, I don't know about his like, all their like,
He's like Genie
ancillary
Light.
canon and shit. Yeah, like what can he do with his magic? Like I don't know. Is there Mulan cartoon shit where he does some wild stuff and just like creates a sword or something? Like we could
I
talk
don't
some
think
different
so.
shit, but like
If he had a lot of magical power, Mulan would have never been discovered as a woman.
Yeah.
I think in the
well, but you know, I don't know. You
Maybe-
can say
well, that
narrative
was
stuff
because-
to make a point.
he was punished by the ancestors, so he was super limited into
Or you
what
saying
he
maybe
could
you
do.
got magic
maybe,
later?
So he might have gotten access to more stuff later. It could be. I could see it happening.
I don't know. I don't remember
I never watched.
Mulan. I don't know if I ever actually watched Mulan 2.
I don't think I did because I heard it was really bad.
Okay, so last answer, and this might be the wild card here. So we got an answer from Excel WTV for Cinderella. In Cinderella 3, A Twist in Times, she
What?
gets the fairy godmother's magic wand. She can turn people into animals, into stone, or just vaporize them. If that wasn't enough, she can also time travel. She is shown using it with ease. Cinderella really will turn the competition to ash.
That's awesome.
Now, I looked into
Oh.
this because I've never actually seen Cinderella 3, and it looks to me like it's actually the stepmother that does most of this with the wand. But then at the end, she gets it and basically undoes all the crazy shit that the stepmother does. So,
Also, real quick, did you ever think when you saw Cinderella that we'd get to Cinderella 3, A Twist in Time? Like what?
I mean, it's like their most popular thing, apparently. Cinderella. It's the first live action movie they made out of them.
Sure,
Yeah.
but like
But A Twist
that
in
title?
Time? Yeah. Like,
Twist in time, yeah.
It seems a little ham. Yeah.
anyway, all right. Well, that's good.
I
This
mean, I
is
guess-
getting
okay.
nuts. I really want to do this. I want to do it so bad.
Yeah, me too. I didn't even know like half this shit was
I
a thing.
still think though, if you throw Elsa in there, she's still gonna win it. Like,
Well, I mean, that goes into the debate about
I guess
whether or not
Frozen
Rapunzel
2
could
will help.
reverse the magic of Elsa. Could Cinderella's wand do something with that? Like, all of a sudden, some of these
Yeah.
princesses have some, like, major firepower.
there's some out there I don't think Pocahontas got shit.
Well, we talked about this
maybe.
after we went off last
Oh,
time.
she
That
can
she can
control
control
the
nature.
wind and shit.
Like,
Yeah, that's right.
So, from what
Wait,
I
what?
believe, I meant to look up the lyrics to Colors of the Wind, but if I recall correctly from the movie, she asks nature to provide certain abilities to her. So like is like the strength of a bear and like the she can use the wind to move like some kind of animal. I can't remember exactly what it is.
So,
I don't remember that. I mean, this is just all a metaphor for like, don't fuck up the earth, you shitty
Well,
white man.
specifically in I mean, there's that, but it's also like in the animation, like there's a spirit of something that's kind of like comes around her, and then she's able to do the thing.
She communicates with Mother Nature, who's that like old tree or whatever, right? And then like there are times when like wind like kind of pushes her.
There's definitely a part in the movie where she jumps off of a cliff with John and then just commands the wind to float them across the river. Like it's really briefly, but she definitely has at least control of wind, or at least
Yeah.
can like ask it to do things. I guess kind of like Moana with the ocean.
Yeah.
So she's not completely out of the race, but I do think with these four, she doesn't really stand much of a chance.
Probably not.
But then again, is nature's favor different than magic? Because then I don't think Rapunzel can like take control of that shit.
Well, maybe. I don't know.
Well, that was one of the things we talked about too. Because if it was Moana and we also have Ariel, like who's actually controlling the ocean because the ocean is on Moana's side. But
Would it be like the most powerful one that controls it then?
yeah, I mean, I would lean that it would be Ariel because she has the trident.
Yeah.
She can gain direct control
Control
over
of it, yeah.
So, okay, let's narrow this down. So, we know from those 4 that they have incredible powers or training that can keep them in the running for long. But what about Belle? Anything? She's got books.
She's got a great personality.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I
She
mean,
really puts up with her kidnapper.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it is very
Yeah.
strange. Like
Amazing
Stockholm syndrome. That's what she's got.
I don't know about Stockholm syndrome, but
Yeah, bye Belle.
yeah, she's not gonna really hold her own,
Belle's
unfortunately.
screwed.
Tiana.
So I do want to go.
Well, she's got.
Tiana just gets turned into the frog. She doesn't have like though they've done more stuff with her. So I'd be interested to see if like
She has some.
she gets into
polymorph
that
skills or
voodoo
something.
magic that. Hey, you remember when I was like that doctor when we were talking about descendants? And I'm like, who the fuck is that? I was like, the doctor, whatever it is. It was the voodoo guy from Princess and the Frog.
Oh.
Anyway,
Okay.
so I don't know if maybe she's gets some of that later on in a different thing, but mainly she was just a frog and she learned a really good life lesson, and then she made a restaurant that was pretty kick-ass.
That's
pretty
not
much.
gonna help.
So, like,
So frog powers maybe, but then again, Cinderella could just do whatever with her wand to turn her into whatever she wants.
she could send her friend to go talk to other people, and then they'll want to kill themselves
Okay.
because that character's super annoying.
Snow White. We did mention that maybe she can command animals.
She can.
Woodland
It would be
creatures.
dope to see Snow White turn Jasmine's tiger on herself.
Yes.
I would write that scene in. Like I'd be like Snow White just come in and then the tiger just mauls
When
Jasmine.
we talked about this, we talked about that.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, well, that's a shoe in.
Because, you
That's
know,
a
like,
dope scene.
So Raja leaps to Jasmine's defense, and then Snow White's like, la 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 la, or whatever, you know, and then Raja's like, you know, like,
yeah. That's a good
So
one.
okay, let's jump to Jasmine. We know she has some sword fighting skills. She does fight with
She does.
with a scimitar at one
man,
point.
I'd have to dig through that animated series because that ran for a while,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I know there's some shit in there that she's done that's absurd.
I wouldn't be surprised if she gets like a lady genie. Like
There was a lady genie.
Yeah, I don't.
In the
was.
series, I don't really know much.
Yeah.
So-
I just based on what I know happens like with her in sword fighting skills, I'm gonna assume she has some combat training.
She 100% does.
Yeah,
like
so-
she fights a lot in the animated series.
If anybody is gonna maybe match Mulan, it might be Jasmine in terms of just combat skill.
Yeah, and that'll be a fun little part to the fight, and then they'll die. But like,
Yeah, like sword fighters, yeah,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
control weather, shit, another tier. Okay, well, going to back into magic stuff. Aurora. Nope.
no, like what is she like? Aurora is like that stereotypical like damsel in distress like trope that Disney's tried to now get away from, which is like,
So we talked a little bit about fairy godmothers jumping in
yeah,
as a possibility, and we were kind of iffy about that. I think if Cinderella is straight up getting the fairy godmother wand, does that mean Aurora should have access to?
we talked about her having access to the fairy godmothers. It's just, I don't remember what those three ladies do. And here's the thing too, though, is like those became like their characters in a ton of Disney shit, like they're like Disney, like House of Mouse and like all that stuff.
Yeah,
they're
those
their own beings.
Cinderella's fairy godmothers pop up all the time. So it's like it'd be interesting to we'd have to track all the shit that they've been in and see what they're capable of. Because I imagine it's,
So I would
it's
say
pretty
if
absurd.
if they appear on their own enough, like they become their own characters outside of directly connected to Aurora and is less part of her
You should
arsenal.
look at
Yeah.
like I'm sure there's a wiki that has like character appearances, and I bet you they have more appearances than she does.
Oh, 100%.
Probably.
And that's probably like I think that's like a significant thing of being like, look, these are their own characters.
Yeah.
Cool.
Very
So
clearly.
Aurora can, go to sleep and
She
get
can take a nap.
saved by a man. That's
Maybe
Is
she'll
that her
sleep.
power?
yeah.
Because now we're talking.
Prince Charming just shows up.
She summons Prince Charming
Yeah.
in a fight.
And then he just gets that would be great, and then Mulan could just kill him. And
Yeah, there
make a
you
nice
go.
little point.
Yeah, that gives our sword fighters something to do.
Fuck yeah. I like
and
that.
also our one archer, Merida. who might have some combat training. I'm not really sure. She had to do it all secretive.
She's ridiculously good with a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. She doesn't really have magic other than like the will of the wisps, like kind of intervened in her destiny. But it was the weird old witch lady who had the magic. And
Her main thing is archery.
Yeah,
That's about it. Okay.
She get a nice little archer fight.
change
with
her
Mulan.
fate.
Yeah.
Yeah, archery and accent.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, so it does really seem like it comes down to Rapunzel's magic hair, Ariel's trident and water powers, Cinderella's wand, and Mulan and Jasmine having a sword fight off in the corner.
Well, I mean, to be fair,
Got this
there
little-
might be more Mulan shit. I bet you Mushu's done some dope shit in
Yeah.
the extended Mulan universe.
Yeah. The
So,
EMU.
like, yeah, the EMU. Like, we gotta look at that shit because the best, absolute best trained like soldier is Mulan, hands down. If there was no magic items, Mulan wins it 10 out of 10 times, right? Like, because she's actually a fucking soldier and can do this shit. Plus, she does have a magic dragon. It's just what extent can that magic dragon do shit?
And a lucky cricket.
I just imagine
I
like
forgot about the lucky cricket.
Right. Did Merida kill that giant bear? I see bear being mentioned in the chat. Did Merida kill the giant bear at the end of Brave? Because there was that like giant demon bear thing. That was like the guy turned into a bear.
She remembered that Mordu. She figured it out that he was Mordu, and I don't remember if she killed him or like
Banished.
They fought him.
changed his. Oh yeah, but she was fought is more like Merida was like running the fuck away as this crazy as shit bear. She's like trying to maul her, and then her mother, I think, as a bear fights Mordu.
So wait, does her family have the ability to turn into
No.
spirit bears?
No, that was the curse by the.
She got a thing from which she wanted to change her fate, and so
Change your fate?
that's like the phrase they throw at you all the time. So she goes to see this witch, and then the witch gives her a little cake that will change her fate, and so she goes and gives it to her mom, and it changes her mom into a bear, and then she super regrets that because she's like, oh no. It's all about like I don't want to be like I don't want to be sold off in a marriage, and I'm gonna be my own person, and like
it's not really a
So-
superpower. It's just like a curse.
yeah.
You should watch
so-
Brave. It's
Yeah.
worth,
It's really good.
worth one watch.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's not the best movie they've made, but it's
Feast
definitely
your
worth
eyes. Sorry.
it. If only for the accent. The Scottish accent is like the best accent.
If we do this, we should get Ellie to voice Merida. Ellie has an incredible Scottish accent. Like it is ludicrously good.
I just imagine like all this like Disney princesses in the corner just having a fight, and then like in the other side there's like world chattering like stuff happening, like the water's racing, and like just like everybody just like, oh, okay, we just fight over here and wait until you guys are done over there and finish us up.
Somebody just stabs Aurora. Just
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Oh God! Yeah, this is what I want.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Well, on that note, how do you think this would go down?
I still think Ariel wins.
Okay. Sorry.
Cinderella
I
one
keep
is
forgetting.
very weird. Okay,
There's no
if
Elsa
Cinderella-
in this one. So
If Cinderella can like turn back time and do all this shit, turn people to stone, then like yeah, okay, I guess she can win. But also, does that affect mer people?
can one thing I wanted? Can Rapunzel heal herself?
Yes.
Okay, because I know she's healed other people,
Yeah.
but I don't remember if.
Yes, she can heal herself.
Okay.
I'm fairly positive that is the thing.
If she can turn
Okay.
back the magic, then too, like that's the thing. Like, I think she might win too. It's close on those ones.
Yeah.
I really don't think Mulan, unless Mushu can do some wild ass shit.
Yeah, I think
like,
Mulan's screwed.
If
just-
Mushu can turn into like a full size dragon, maybe we're talking. Because I
For-
can't see
Real-
Ariel slowing down a full size dragon.
Real quick, I see people in the chat talking about Elsa. Again, Elsa's not included, not because she isn't a princess or queen, but because she is not in the Disney Princess line. And we are specifically using that brand. the
Just for
Disney
this.
Princess line.
If
Just
we were
for
to
this
do the
discussion.
actual fight, I'm pretty sure we're going to include Elsa. But
Probably.
we'll see.
But, like, again, this is kind of weeding out. Like, clearly, Belle doesn't belong in this fight. Clearly,
You think?
Tiana and Aurora don't belong in this fight. Unless
Yeah.
Aurora just sleeps through the whole thing and then wins, which...
It's really funny. Yeah, that's the twist, is that she sleeps through the whole thing, and then like there's been like the final blow of epic conflict, and then whoever's left standing is like, I did it. And then Ariel's like, what's going on? And then Aurora's like, what's going on? And they're like, ah! And then they just kill her really fast. Like, that's
just
Everybody's dead, and then just Prince Charming comes by. And it's like, oh God. what's
Ariel's
going
just
on?
standing there. Ariel's just standing there with a trident, looking at all these dead like ladies around, and then Aurora wakes up. Oh shit! And then trident through the face. God damn it!
yeah, right as Prince Charming rides up on a horse. No!
Okay, so it does seem like to me it's between Ariel, Rapunzel, and Cinderella right now.
Yep.
Do we want to throw out a vote? Just to see where we're at?
I'm leaning to.
I'm gonna go
you-
Rapunzel right now if she can reverse people's magic. Rapunzel.
I'm gonna go. Still sticking Ariel because I think that's just insane. Like she could summon a crazy hurricane, like, and then that's weather. Like
Yeah,
Rapunzel can't stop weather.
But Cinderella.
Cinderella could magic it away. My thought is Cinderella's magic, once she starts really using that wand, is going to become very apparent to all these other princesses. Like, oh shit, this lady can do whatever she wants.
Yeah.
So one of them or a couple of them are probably going to team up on Cinderella, and somebody's going to eventually take her down. My question is whether or not that's before Ariel is taken out.
Yeah,
And also if Rapunzel can counter the magic. If Rapunzel
Also-
can counter the magic, she wins.
To some extent, I believe Mushu does persuade Mulan to like patiently wait for her moment to strike in one of the movies. I could have sworn she was like
I'm
they're
pretty
like
sure
they
it's
like
the
hide
opposite
for a little bit.
Because normally Mushu's like, get him! Like you know, he's
Yeah,
like,
maybe I'm wrong. I feel like Mulan has like a weird chance to like jump out. Like if she just waits until shit's done and then like surprise fucking chop somebody, like you know, she might have it. Because I don't think you're gonna drown Mulan either. Like
drown her in a hurricane? Like, yeah, you could drown her. Especially when you control the ocean, you could just like have it pull her down.
Not only
peak,
that, you
peak
can trap her
humans
in,
can
like, a
survive hurricanes
water
no
bottle
problem.
or something.
Well, does she have training in that regard?
In swimming, they do swim. They do swim.
But yeah,
Right? Like,
no, they swim
Does
in a pool that's shallow enough to stand in. It's like a lake. Because remember, she's all worried that they're gonna see her boobs, and then like
Yeah.
they're all like fucking around.
yeah, because they're like fighting alongside, like close to the Great Wall.
Yeah.
They're nowhere near the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, she creates a fucking whirlpool vortex that just sucks Mulan down.
Keep in mind, she does have the strength of a typhoon as well. But
No, no, that is the lyrics saying you must. You like,
yeah,
you
she's
must be
as
swift
mysterious
as
as
a
the dark side of the
coursing
moon.
river.
Well, we had a desk of where we talked about how the strength of a great typhoon is because it's so massive. Any one focal point is just a small amount of psi, not going to hurt someone. So yeah, there's some shit to be said about that.
All right, well, I think we can all agree that the winner for this is definitely Snow White.
How can you quantify the strength of a raging fire? Anyway,
I'm leaning towards Rapunzel right now myself. I think she's going to be able to
I think
counter
if she
this
can turn people's magic, she's gonna win.
Yep.
cool.
stuff. What about you guys?
I'm sticking with Ariel.
Cinderella.
Cinderella with a
Yeah,
magic wand.
absolutely. She can go back in time.
Yeah, that's a strong one.
The time travel does kind of
But
make it
then-
a
Well,
little
but here's the
we
thing.
always talk about that.
Here's
The
the
time
thing.
travel's bullshit in Death Battle because if they get time travel, then she's like, oh, I'll just go back to when they were a baby and kill them there. You know,
Here's
like
the thing, though.
Yeah.
If she starts to time travel backwards, Rapunzel can hit her with the reverse, and then she ages to death immediately.
it's
That's a dope fucking. Like, I'm already writing this fight. I'm sitting here like, and then she ages to death.
it's just your face melts like she just looked at the Ark of the Covenant. Like
She now a Skrellington. Like,
All right. Well, I think this is still open to debate. We don't have a pure answer. So let us know who you think would win a Disney Princess line Battle Royale. It is a brand. You can look up Disney Princesses. You can see the list there. But also, if you think there should be another character thrown in, like Elsa or Leia or Kyrie from Kingdom Hearts or whatever,
oh, Kyrie's not a bad one. That would be
which one
funny.
of those do you think that would make a difference?
Does
Let us
Glitch
know.
count?
Leia.
Oh yeah.
Glitch from Wreck-It Ralph. That's her name, right?
She is a glitch. Why am I blanking on her name?
Penelope.
Penelope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does she count?
I mean, technically, she is the princess or queen or president or whatever
She's
she
a queen.
became at the end of that.
Yeah, that would be a banger because then you can have like some like replace the word bitch with glitch jokes in the fight, and that would be like you stupid glitch in like
Anyway,
Glitch, please.
yeah.
all right.
Hey, that's that show we used to do.
Yeah.
The next community death battle will be in honor of us doing another Overwatch character in the actual Death Battle show, we will be bringing Diva in against Penny Parker from Spider-Verse.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
Now, Penny Parker is different in the comics, so I'm not entirely opposed to using that information instead, because she's more based on like Evangelion in the comics, and in the cartoon, the Spider-Verse movie, she's entirely different. She's a very comical kind of character.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts on that? Do
Yeah,
we
it's
use
fine.
Spider-Verse or use comics?
No,
Both?
use the comics.
Yeah,
Like Spider-Verse
yeah.
isn't going to give you a good example of what she's capable of. Like, there's not enough information.
Yeah.
She's the one who probably got the least amount of screen time.
Yeah,
honestly.
I mean, they know that she can hack things, and yeah. The robot's
Pretty much
good
it.
at fighting. Until
Diva's
you
mech
say-
can
All right,
be hacked.
so that's Diva versus Penny Parker. Let us know who you think should win this community death battle using hashtag DeathBattleCast on Twitter. We will have a poll on the Death Battle Twitter later on in the week, and then we will talk about it next week.
How many mechs do you think Diva has?
She only has one.
I mean,
No,
it
she
blows up all
fires
the
it off,
time.
it blows it up, and then she clicks a little thing, and a new
Oh,
one
that's
rockets
a gameplay
in.
mechanic though. Like in the show.
Is it?
Is it?
Yeah, well, in the show, or like in the shorts, when she blows up her mech to fight off the weird like robot things, which I can't remember the name of them, like she's repairing that mech later.
That's dumb.
That's true.
She repairs
That's true.
her own mech too. Like
Okay.
the gameplay mechanic is different. In that world, they all have one mech,
Got it.
and I'm sure they have as many parts as they want for it because they're like the Korea's defense system. But
Yeah.
yeah. They
Got
all
it.
have one mech that they're like she constantly fixes her own. So.
Good to know.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about that next week. Thank you guys so much for joining us for another episode of Death Battle Cast, and we will see you later.
Later.